gonna zoom. Whoa. Get a nice panning shot there, look. Whoa. Go all the way around. Whee. Oh no, it just goes to the window. Let's just go back to this side. Whoa. Yeah, there's nothing interesting there. You can see all my crap in the corner. Yeah. Hey everyone, so today I'm going to be doing my March book haul. The books that I'm going to show you are pretty much books that I have bought in kind of February time. I also think this is going to be the last book haul that I do for a while because as you guys know, I am going away in June and it's costing me quite a bit of money, so I'm trying to save up as much as possible to fund the trip, which obviously means I can't buy as many books, which is a very sad time right now. So the first few books that I've got, I actually got quite a while ago, it seems now, probably about a month ago, and I got them from Tesco. Again, me going in for food and ending up coming out with books. The first one is a book that I've been wanting to get for ages. It was on BookTube kind of the end of last year, I think, and I was quite intrigued, but it was a huge hardback and it actually cost quite a lot of money. I think it was about £20. And I don't like reading hardbacks that much anyway, so I figured I would wait until the paperback came out. And fortunately it's out now, and it is Night Film by Marisha Pessel. Hope I'm saying that right. I'm not too sure what this book is about. I know it's a crime book, as you can kind of tell from the... Crime books are always black and red. That's just a thing with crime books, I think. And I was just really intrigued by it. It has loads of like creepy screenshots, can't find any now, like web pages, and just really like creepy photographs, and I'm just really looking forward to seeing how that kind of helps with the story. I don't tend to get creeped out by books. Films I'm absolutely awful with, but with books for some reason my brain doesn't like think up anything that horrific, so I'm not generally scared. So fingers crossed I'm going to be okay with this. If any of you guys have read this, please let me know if it's scary. And then the second book I got from Tesco is The Shock of the Fall by Nathan Filer, which I think I hauled in November, but I hauled it as an ebook, and to be honest, I don't feel that inclined to read them when they're in ebook form. So for the kind of price it was, I didn't pay anything for the ebook anyway, and for the cheapness, is that a word? The cheapness of the book, I figured I would buy the book. This centres around a young man who loses his brother, and I believe it deals with lots of mental illnesses. Am I right in saying it's schizophrenia? I could be wrong, but I know for a fact that the author is a registered mental health nurse, so I think it's going to be quite interesting reading something from an author who has experience in this kind of work. The next book I have is a young adult book, and it was given to me by my friend actually, and it is Delirium by Lauren Oliver. A lot of people on BookTube have read this because the majority of people on BookTube read young adult dystopian fiction, and that's exactly what this is. It's based on a world where love is considered a disease and is curable, and I assume the main character falls in love. I don't know what this is going to be like. I've heard good things though. I've heard good things. I appreciate being given it. Don't think I am ungrateful. But it was only $1.99, so you know, she didn't spend an awful lot of money on it. I'm sure our friendship is worth more than $1.99 to her. I hope anyway. 10 years of friendship, it should be. The next book I have is a non-fiction book, and it is Quiet by Susan Cain. It looks at the power of introverts. It looks at how society judges introverts, and I think it's going to be quite an eye-opening read. Without introverts we wouldn't have the Apple computer, the theory of relativity, or Van Gogh's sunflowers. Yet recently extroverts have taken over. Sensitivity and seriousness are seen as undesirable. And I'm hoping that reading this just makes me feel more comfortable. I can finally accept that I'm an introvert, and that's okay. The next book I have is The Beekeeper's Apprentice by L'Oreal King. This is the first book in the Mary Russell series, and I had to look everywhere for this cover. This centres around a young girl called Mary Russell. She is 15 at the start of the book, and she meets an elderly retired Sherlock Holmes. They form a friendship and they begin solving crimes together. And when I read the blurb, I thought that sounded really interesting. I was quite intrigued to see how the author would portray this old retired Sherlock Holmes running around solving these crimes. But I've actually read the first 50 pages and he's 52. My dad's 52, so he's not really that old. I like reading books featuring Holmes and Watson that aren't specifically done by Arthur Conan Doyle, and seeing how other authors manage to replicate that kind of friendship and the mysteries and stuff. What I thought was quite interesting about it is the fact that Watson and Holmes still went on adventures and Watson still wrote them down, and Arthur Conan Doyle actually published them in this book. So Mary meets Sherlock and she is a huge fan because she's been reading these Sherlock Holmes books written by Dr. Watson, and I was kind of not expecting the author to kind of go that route. I was just thinking Mary would be part of the whole universe, but it's kind of like she's us. I've kind of gone off at a tangent here, so I'm just going to put this book down and move on to the next one, I think. The next book I have to show you is The Secret History by Donna Tartt. We started studying this in one of my creative writing workshops at university, and after reading that prologue I was really interested in seeing how the rest of the book unfolded, so I picked up a copy. I've been wanting to read Donna Tartt for ages, and I bought The Goldfinch at the end of last year, but haven't got around to reading it yet because it's so huge. So I'm thinking I might start with this one. It's still quite a long book, it's about 500 pages, but I think it's going to be a bit easier, and this is the one that I've just heard nothing but good things about, so hopefully this will be a really good read. And then these two books are the books that I bought about 2 weeks ago. The first one is The Little Old Lady Who Broke All the Rules by Katharina Engelmann Sunderberg. Wow. As you can probably tell from the cover, it looks very, very similar to The 100-Year-Old Man Who Climbed Out the Window and Disappeared. However, it's not by the same author, which I thought was quite strange. When I looked it up, it is translated by the same person from Swedish, I believe, and it is published by the same publishing company, so they are obviously trying to group them all together in a way. This book has quite a similar premise to The 100-Year-Old Man in that it centres around an older lady, a 79-year-old called Martha. She is getting tired of being in a care home, she's tired of the plasticky meals and early bedtime. So she gets together with 4 of her friends in this care home, the League of Pensioners, and they plan to break out and rob a bank to fund a more exciting lifestyle. This book just sounds absolutely hilarious. It's just something I can just so imagine old people doing. I feel like old people can get away with stuff that just younger people just couldn't. They can say stuff that no one else would be allowed to say. They can be really inappropriate, and I feel like this is just perfect. I can just imagine my great auntie as Martha. With the aid of their Zimmer frames, they resolve to stand up for old age pensioners everywhere, and that's when the adventure really takes off. And then the final book is Burial Rites by Hannah Kent. This book was everywhere at the end of last year, and again, I hate hardbacks, so I wanted to wait for the paperback, and I saw it in Waterstones and I decided to get it. It's a very, very beautiful edition. It's got a really nice feather and black spine and black pages as well, which is just gorgeous. This book is set in 1829 in Northern Iceland, and it centres around a woman who is sentenced to death after murdering her lover. I've read 34 pages of this so far, and already I can tell I'm going to like it. The language so far is really, really good, and when I went to buy it, the girl in the shop just said, "I'm reading this at the moment and it is amazing." She said she couldn't believe that this author was a first-time writer. She just said it's incredible. A lot of people whose reviews I really trust on this site say it's really good, so I'm really looking forward to finishing it. By the way, if you are thinking about reading this, checking it out, then go to Waterstones because it's only $3.99 at the moment. I hope that offer's still on and I haven't just misled a load of people. So that's it for my March book haul / February / January / December. Like I said, if you've read any of these books, then please do let me know because I'm really, really excited to read all of them. that's all from me. I hope you're all having fantastic weeks, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!